we have all this stuff to get through today, so I'm not going to do too much of an intro and get right into it. I get asked a lot, I mean a lot, about what products I recommend from the drugstore, what products I like from the drugstore, and kind of all those burning questions. So I'm going to talk about what I like from the drugstore and what I would recommend to you guys. And also might be able to incorporate some of these things into a starter makeup kit. So things that you might not have used before you can try out. And if it's your first time using makeup, these are the things that I would recommend. So grab your cup of tea, sit down, because you're in for a treat. So I'm going to go through this in the order of like face, eyes, lips, because that's kind of the simplest thing. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is primer. I only recommend 2 primers from the drugstore, and these are both from L'Oreal. One is the Nude Magique Blur Cream, and the other one is the L'Oreal Lumi Magique. And these are the only 2 that I ever recommend. These are the only 2 that I wear. I've tried tons and tons of primers. These are the only ones that I would say, you know, spend your money on. Don't waste your money on other ones, because I don't find that they do anything. And I find that both of these prolong the wear of my makeup, and they don't make my makeup look like shiny or oxidized or sink into pores or anything like that. And I really recommend them. For foundation, I usually only reach for 2. The first one being my True Match foundation from L'Oreal Paris, and the second one being my Revlon Colour Stay in what's this, oily combination, I think? Yeah, oily combination. They're the only 2 foundations I reach for. They're the only 2 foundations that I find that I repurchase and repurchase and repurchase. So they're the only 2 foundations that I would recommend. So for concealer, now I think that the drugstore is actually a great place to get concealer, because they do have a lot of good branded concealers, and these 3 would be my all-time favourite. So the Maybelline Fit Me, which I've talked about tons of times before, and the what's this, Collection Lasting Perfection concealer. And the newest one to my collection, and I think my favourite of the 3, is the concealer from True Match from L'Oreal Paris, and my colour is in Vanilla. And I've used it today, and I use it a lot of the time. So they're the 3 concealers that I would recommend. I just think that they are the best concealers. They give the best lasting power, and they don't crease as much under the eye, and that's exactly where I want to wear them. Next I'm going to talk about powder, and the only 2 powders that I recommend for your face are the e.l.f. Under Eye Setting Powder, which is a loose powder, and it has light reflecting particles in it, so it's really great at highlighting underneath your eye, brightening up that area, and I absolutely love this, and I have reused this and repurchased this to death. The second thing I recommend is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I always have this in an empties video. I always have backups of this. I continuously have this in my collection. I've repurchased about 30 of these in my life. I absolutely love it. You can even wear this just with a bit of concealer. It completes your naked face, and it just kind of gives you a teeny bit of coverage. I do love a lot of powders from the drugstore, but this is the one that I recommend, and this is my favourite. Next up are bronzers, and I recommend 2. So one of them is the NYC Sunny Bronzer, and it looks like this, and it's just a gorgeous bronzer. The second one is from L'Oreal Paris. It's called Brunette Harmony. So they're the 2 bronzers that I recommend. The reason why I recommend them is because number 1, they're not shimmery, and number 2, they're not sheer. So they're great for, you know, contouring your face. I used this one today to contour, and I just think that they have really great lasting power. And I have bought a good few backups of this NYC Sunny Bronzer because I just think it is so amazing, and unfortunately you can't get it in Ireland, so I have to buy it online, and I buy it from Beauty Bay, and I just think it is great. I'm going to talk about this bronzer a little bit more, because the next thing I want to recommend is highlighters, and the only one I like from the drugstore is this highlighter, believe it or not, and it looks like that. And I'll just swatch it on the back of my hand. You can see it there kind of glistening away. It's the only one that I recommend from the drugstore, because I think it is the only one worth talking about. I usually don't go for drugstore highlighters because I find that they lack in pigmentation, and usually they kind of just look just really shimmery, and they end up making you look a bit oily. But I think that this one just does a great kind of sheen on the skin. It gives you just the right amount of luminosity, and it's not kind of like oily looking on your skin. So next I'm going to talk about blushers, and for me, hands down, the best blushers are from Sleek, and they look like this. So that's just one of them there, for instance. Like, I mean, look at the pigmentation in that. This one's called Flamenco. The other one that I have in my collection is called Rose Gold, and they look like that. They're both very, very, very pretty. Rose Gold reminds me a lot of NARS's Orgasm, and look how pigmented they are. I don't know, you won't be able to see this, but I'll just show you the pink one, how pigmented this is. Like, just look at that. It's super pigmented. Like, look at that from a blush. That is just crazy pigmentation. You got to be careful with these blushes because, like I said, they're very pigmented, so just a little bit of this goes a long way. Another blush product I recommend is from NYX. These are so inexpensive and they look like that. And look how bright that is. Look at it. So bright. Super, super bright. I'm running out of places to swatch. But that's it there. It looks really, really bright. I also recommend, just for convenience purposes, is also the BH Cosmetics blush palette, and there's 10 different blushes in this, so there's tons of choice, and these are really great. They're pigmented and they're just really creamy and they're just really nice blushes. I think they're about €8, €9, I think maybe 12, I'm not really sure. So for brow products, I only recommend two. The first one being the e.l.f. Eyebrow Kit. It comes with a powder and a what's the other thing, a wax. And if you watch my channel from the beginning, I have gone through, I think, 2 of these maybe in the life that I've been on YouTube, so 2 in a year and a half. So I just think that that is something great to have in your collection, and they come in, like, I think 4 different colours, so there's something for everybody, and they're under $5. The next brow product I recommend from the drugstore is from L'Oreal Paris, and this is the Brow Artist Plumper. I always forget about this. I don't know why, but every time I use it I love it so much. I featured it in my last favourites, and I think it's just a step that I'm forgetting to do. It comes with a little tiny little wand like that, and you just brush it through your eyebrows, and it puts back in place any eyebrows that are going astray, and it also coats any eyebrow hair that you may have missed with your powder, fills in areas that are sparse, and it sets your eyebrows as well. Like, not like crazy set like these hard stuck on eyebrows, but it just sets them in a nice way, and I just think this is a great product. Eye bases are a difficult thing to get right in the drugstore. I find that there's very little choice, and also I find that the things that you do use don't perform very well. Like, I mean, they crease and they're just not long, they don't have a longevity, and they're just rotten. So the products that I recommend for bases are these colour tattoos from Maybelline, and I have a few colours there. There's a purple and there's a gold, and I have a good few products actually. That's a bronze one. But anyway, I just find that these are amazing bases, and I use them constantly. They're hugely pigmented. For instance, I'll show you the green one here. This is called, I think, Green Emerald. Yeah, Edgy Emerald it's called. And just look at that there. It's just great pigmentation, and they're really, really, really nice. So affordable, and they're everywhere as well. So, you know, that's a bonus, Jonas. For eyeshadows, I recommend these guys. These are the L'Oreal Infallibles. Unfortunately, for some strange reason, they have been discontinued, and I am devastated. I mean, I am devastated. These guys are amazing. I just have 3 here to show you. So I'm going to show you the green shadow because I love it so much. It's my favourite one. This one is called Permanent Khaki. Like I said, these have been discontinued, unfortunately. I don't know why. And it looks like that. You can see that they're glistening away on my finger, and we'll just swatch it here. Like, look at it. It's so pigmented and just has a gorgeous sheen off it. They're all similar to that. Like, they're all really pigmented and really nice. And they also come in matte colours. So one that I have in a matte colour is called Coconut Shake, and it looks like that, and it's just a matte cream colour which I use underneath my brow bone. You can get these on eBay, you can get them online, but you can't get them in the shops. Other eyeshadows that I do love from the drugstore are these things from Catrice. These are the liquid metal. I've tried a few of them, but that's it there. It's really, really shimmery. I did a tutorial with this actually, and a bronze, and I'll link it down below because I just thought that the colour that I got off, the colour payoff from it was really nice. These are the ones that I recommend the most from Catrice because they're the most hyper pigmented. Next for eyes, I recommend Sleek Cosmetics. These are great little palettes. There's like 10 shadows in each of them. I'll try and open one. Ugh. So this is just one of the palettes, for instance, and this is called Storm Palette. And look at the shadows here. So you have a mixture of, these are so buttery and creamy. So you have a mixture of like matte and then you have a mixture of like, what you call them, shimmery shades. So that's what they look like there. They're super pigmented. Let's just swatch them down here. Look at that pigmentation. Look at it. But you get 12 in a palette, and some, like I said, they're a mixture of matte and a mixture of shimmery shades, and these are €10. I mean, how cheap is that for all those eyeshadows? And you can create tons of different looks. I have, I think, about 7 or 8 of these palettes, and I bought these like 2 years ago, 3 years ago even, and I'm still using them today. The final thing for eyes I want to talk about are from Barry M, and these are their pigments, and you can see them in there. Do you know what? I'll swatch this blue one here. These are so pigmented. I've used these in tutorials before, but I actually need to start breaking them out again. So they look like that. That's just one of them. Oh my god. Oh! There we go. Ah, look at... Ah! So that's it there. These are super pigmented products, and a little bit of these goes a long way. They're always in special offer in Boots as well. You get 3 for 2, and I recommend these to anybody who likes loose shadows. For those of you who don't like loose shadows, you're not going to enjoy these, but I love them and they're just so easy to work with. Next, for eyeliners, I recommend 2. I recommend this one from... This is from Maybelline. This is a gel liner, and it's just a black one. I recommend that over all gel liners. I mean, I use that over my Inglot mostly as well. I think it is fantastic. The second one I recommend is for those of you who've been using eyeliner for a little bit longer. It's a tricky little product to work with when you first get it, but it gives amazing results. A really crisp, fine winged liner, and it's from Collection. This is the Fast Stroke eyeliner. I used to use this so much, and I've only now recently started to kind of venture into different eyeliners, but I still go back to this. I love it. I also recommend Rimmel as well for their eyeliners. They're great too. I've just none to show you. I don't know where they're going to. They're going to Walkabout. For mascaras, L'Oreal all the way. I don't recommend any other mascaras over L'Oreal. These are just 2 of my favourites at the moment. This is the Carbon Black L'Oreal Voluminous. It's my favourite one. As you can see, it's not even been opened. I have backups and backups of these because I love them. I always pick them up when they're on special. And the other one is from, again, from L'Oreal Paris, and it is the Volume Millium So Couture. And I love this one at the moment. It's the one in the purple tube. There's so many of these different varieties. The Miss Manga is another one from L'Oreal that's great, and the L'Oreal Telescopic is by far one of my favourites. Voluminous and Telescopic are my two favourite mascaras that I always go back to, but I always try out these other ones when they come out. I've repurchased the Miss Manga. I got it last year, or last year. I got it like when it came out, and then I bought it again because I thought it was great. The last thing for eyes that I recommend are eyelashes, and these are from Allure. These are my favourite eyelashes. I have tried tons of lashes, expensive, cheap, middle of the road, natural, synthetic, everything, and I constantly go back to the Ardell ones. I love the 113, the Glamour ones, and I love the Wispies and the Demi Wispies. These company can do no wrong when it comes to eyelashes. They're the most natural, they're the easiest to apply, they have thin bands, you can get the Invisibands, you can get so many different varieties. You can have dramatic, or you know, you can have subtle ones. You get lashes for nighttime, lashes for daytime. I think that these are an incredible eyelash brand, and I recommend them to everybody. Whew. Next, I'm going to move on to lips. So my first thing I want to talk about are lip liners, and I recommend Jordana lip liners. You can buy Jordana on Beauty Bay, Beauty Joint, all those different ones. So you can get them quite readily on those things. You can only get them online. You can't get them in Ireland, unfortunately, not yet. I absolutely love Tawny lip liner. It's one of my favourite ones. It's a nudie pink type of colour. It's just my lips only better. That's it there. And Cabernet is one that I am reaching for a lot in this autumn season, and that's just it there. It's just that real dark plum colour. These are so long lasting, really easy to apply. The only thing I wish that they came with was, you know, the way some of them have little sharpeners in the end. I wish that they had that, because I find that they lose their sharpness and they become blunt very easily. But these are the ones I recommend. And I also like Essence and Catrice lip liners too. I just don't have them again to show you because I don't know where all my makeup has gone to. Lipsticks. Where do I start with lipsticks? So many brands have amazing lipstick. For me, the king of lipstick products from the drugstore would have to be Maybelline. I have to give it to Maybelline. They do a fantastic job with their formulation of these lipsticks. I love their new nude shades that they have out. This one here is Tantalizing Taupe, and it's just this gorgeous nude shade. I don't know if you can see. Oh, look at my arms. Oh my god. Hang on. It's just there, over there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a gorgeous nudie brown colour and it's just really natural on. Another one I love is Feel Pink. I have repurchased this to death. I think I've bought a couple of backups of it as well. And that's it there. And then I love these Vivids as well. So one of them I have on my lips over a lip gloss or under a lip gloss. And that is this one here. And I love it. This one is called Fuchsia Flash. And then the other one is called Shocking Coral, and I've done a tutorial with that as well. I'll link that down below. Keep looking in the viewfinder because they are just so vivid and amazing. Another brand that does it oh so right when it comes to lip products is Rimmel, and their lipsticks in particular are their best lip products. So I have 4 colours here just to show you because they're 4 different ranges and I like all the ranges. So the first range is the Moisture Renew lipsticks, and this is Sloan's Plum that I have here. And it's just this gorgeous dark plummy colour, as you can see it there. So that's it there on my thumb. They're kind of sheer, but they're buildable colours, and I just think that that one is lovely. Next one is the matte lipsticks from Kate Moss, and they are in the black label packaging. And this one in particular is number 20, and it's just this gorgeous fuchsia colour as well. It kind of matches my lipstick too. Then there's the red label Kate Moss, which I like too. This is number 101. This is a gorgeous pink colour. It's quite popular actually at the moment because Kylie Jenner's lip, you know, that kind of lip colour that Kylie Jenner is wearing, this lipstick is a really good match for it, and this is number 101 like I said. And the last lipsticks are from the Lasting Finish collection, and I love these too, and that one there is number 004 Indulgence. So I'm just swatched it there and it is super pigmented. Look at that there. It's kind of like a neon pink nearly. Really pretty in the summertime. I absolutely adore these lipsticks, all of the Rimmel ones. Another brand for lipsticks is Wet n Wild. I think these do a great job for a cheapy lipstick. And I have Mauve Out of Here is one of my favourite ones. And I'll swatch that on my wrist there. And that's it there. It's just this gorgeous pinky, mauvey, plummy, I don't know what to call it, but it's just whatever that is, that's what I like. And these are really, really nice. Now they're all matte, just to be aware of, so you do need to moisturise your lips before you use them. And I just think that they are great for a cheap lipstick. They're fantastic. So second lastly, I want to talk about these goodies. And these are the only things I recommend in these chubby sticks from the drugstore. And these are all from Relvon. So look, you can see all the different colours there. I have the Lacquer Bombs. I have the Just Bitten, and then I have the Matte Bombs, which look like that. So those chubby lip pencils from Relvon are the only ones I recommend from the drugstore. I think that they do the best job. This one in particular is one of my favourite ones. What's it called? Showy. Show you it there. That's it there, and it's really, really pigmented. These colour burst things are great as well because they last a long time on your lips. They don't cling to any of your dry skin, and they're really affordable. And I always recommend to get these when it's, again, 3 for 2 in Boots, which they have like a nearly once a month they do it. Finally, the last products I want to talk about from the drugstore are lip glosses. I was like getting tongue tied there. Lip glosses, and the only ones I recommend are the NYX Butter glosses. These are the best glosses on the market because they are super pigmented. They're not sticky, meaning like your hair's not going to get stuck in them. You don't feel like you're like that with your lips, you know, like where your lips are nearly becoming like stuck together. It's so sticky. These are great and they last a long time on the lip. My favourite one is Creme Brulee, but I don't have that here right now. It's over in my boyfriend's house. And these are the other colours in the range. There's tons. I think there's about 12. So these are the ones that I have. And my other favourite one is one that's on me now. Strawberry Parfait. I have that on over that Vivid lipstick from Maybelline. Another one is Eclair, Maple Blondie, Meringue, and Vanilla Cream Pie. So they're the other 4 that I have, and I love them. I absolutely think that they are fantastic. There's nothing else I like as much from the drugstore as them. Rimmel do a nice kind of lip gloss, but it's not as pigmented as these. It's quite sheer and I just never reach for it. So I recommend these ones over any of the other lip glosses. They're the only lip glosses that I ever have in my bag, and they're the ones that I reach for the most frequently, so the ones I recommend. Whew! So guys, I hope I didn't overwhelm you with all those makeup products, but they're just kind of what my main recommendations are from the drugstore, and if you're starting out your makeup collection, like I said, they're what I recommend. What's so great about doing videos like this is that you might see products in my video that you didn't even know were in the drugstore, so now you have something new to go and try out. So let me know guys what your favourite product from the drugstore is, because I'm always on the outlook for new things, and write that in the comments down below obviously. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you in my next one then. Bye!